Curtis Trades here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Torchbeam T5 series of LED headlights. And the two models that I have in this pack are the H11 and the 9006, and these are for the low and the high beams for most modern vehicles. And we're going to take a look at how they compare to halogen lights and some things you need to consider when swapping to LED headlights. And then I'll also have a link in the description if you'd like to purchase these or check them out on Amazon. So like I said earlier, these are the T5 series. This is the H11 bulb here. And they have little cooling fans attached to them as well. And the one thing I like about these bulbs too that a lot of the LEDs don't have is they have the little connectors here on the sides. And what these do is they make it so that you can only attach the bulb one direction with the positive and negative. Some of the LED bulbs I've reviewed don't have that, and so you can put it on this direction or you can reverse the polarity. And if you install it with the reverse polarity, the lights won't work, and so you need to switch it back to the other side. It's not a huge deal if they don't have those, but it's really nice when they do have them because you know you don't have to test them to see if they work and then change the plug around. So for price, these are really good value for what you get. These are about $25 per bulb. This 4-pack here with the high and the low beams was $105 on Amazon. And if you're looking at the range of different bulbs and prices, this is pretty middle of the road. It's not the lowest priced bulb, it's definitely not the highest priced bulb, but it's a good value. It's kind of in that sweet range in the middle. Installation is extremely easy on these. It took me literally about 5 seconds once I got the covers off and I had access to the bulbs. So the installation is very easy on these. You just unscrew the old bulbs counterclockwise, put the new ones in, turn them clockwise, take the clip off and put the new clip back on, and that's the same for the high beams and the low beams. Typically, most cars it won't have any issues installing them. My car was a little bit tight by the frame rail for one of them. Sometimes it can be tight on corners. Not saying your car will have this issue, and some will, some won't. It just depends on each model. It's very different. Here are what the halogen bulbs look like on my vehicle, and this is what they look like with these Torchbeam LEDs. And as you can see, it is much brighter. The cutoff line is nearly identical to the halogen bulbs as well. And you can see that they really look at making the chip size the same size as the halogen filament so that it does mimic the same beam pattern regardless of what type of housing it's in. One of the other really important things to think about when you're installing LEDs too is to make sure that they do match the identical beam pattern as your halogen bulbs do. And most vehicles have an adjustment screw inside the headlight housing so you can aim them up or down a little bit if they do start to shine a little bit higher. But ultimately it's your job to make sure that you're not blinding other drivers and to make sure your equipment is working as expected. The one other thing I really like about LEDs is they give your car a much more modern look. And they also really light up the road, and not just specifically the road, but they light up the signs and the paint on the road because they have reflective paint and reflective surfaces on the signs. And so you can see things a lot better, like crosswalks for example, or especially up north where I live, a lot of the snow plows will scrape the lines down and so there's not much paint left. So it is much easier to see those lines than with a halogen bulb. And then again, the white color that these bulbs have is much better. It's much more modern looking than the yellowy look of halogen bulbs. Again, these are very nice headlights, they're very bright. And they do a good job of mimicking the original halogen bulb pattern. So if you're looking to purchase these, again, check out the link in the description to buy these on Amazon.